What's up, Cougs? Welcome back to the Crimson Corner, the sports podcast covering everything in the crimson and gray. Today, we have a very, very special episode with some special guests. We got two members of the WSU club hockey team. We got Kuhl Carlson, team captain, and Alexei Kuhl, sophomore goaltender. How are we doing today, boys?
Doing great. Happy to be here.
Definitely happy to be here.
Got you. So you guys are coming off the Pac-8 Showcase, 4 days and 4 games of Pac hockey. You played USC twice. You played San Jose twice. I believe you went 3-1 on the weekend. You beat San Jose both times. You split the series with USC. How are you guys kind of feeling kind of the midway part of the season after that showcase?
I'd say we were overall happy with the weekend. I mean, obviously we went into it hoping to get all 4 wins, but 3-1 on a weekend is pretty solid for us, especially against 2 rival Pac teams. Both teams last year swept us, so to come back this year and win 3 out of 4, we were pretty happy with that overall as a club, I'd say.
Definitely one of the 4, but putting up 3-1 will definitely have a great, interesting Eastern weekend coming up here in a few weeks.
Actually,
yeah. Pac.
Yeah, and so Kuhl Carlson, one of the things I kind of want to talk about is during this showcase, I believe it was in night 3, you got career point number 100, which, I mean, I don't think any Cougar had even gotten 80 or 90, and then you get triple digits, and you still got, a few years left in the Crimson and Gray. So what's it kind of mean to you to have 100 career points as a Coug?
I mean, it was obviously super exciting. It's a big milestone for me personally that I've been, excited to hit, and, I like to push myself, and that's kind of how I do it. I'm a more offensive player, so I kind of evaluate how well I'm doing personally based on how much I'm producing. So to hit that big number was, really big for me. But obviously, I've said it before, I mean, it's definitely not without the help of a lot of guys along the way. I mean, Miles Sagan and Ian Gould probably assisted a huge chunk of those. My line mates this year, I know Max, Van, Samuli, Luke, to name a few, have all helped along the way. Also a shout out to my equipment manager, basically, Tate Rayner. He's got me a lot of sticks that have helped me score. So, yeah, I mean, huge deal for me personally, but definitely not a solo venture. Had a lot of help along the way from a lot of good guys. So.
Gotcha, yeah. And then Kuhl, I mean, I feel like every single time I look at your stats, it's just absolutely insane. You have an over 900 save percentage. You faced over 400 shots so far. You've only allowed about 40 some odd goals on 400 shots, which is absolutely insane. I mean, I think we say a lot of times you're probably the best goaltender in the entire Pac-8. What does it kind of mean to you to put up dominant performance after dominant performances in these Pac-8 matchups?
It just builds on my confidence. I mean, last year was a bit of a rough start. I think my first Pac game was UW, and ended up being pulled midway through that game. Didn't go the way I planned it, and then the confidence just kind of dwindled from there. But starting this year, heavy against Wyoming, Cal State, Boise, those performances really built on my confidence, and I just started rolling from there.
Yeah, and then just basic question all the way, what got you guys into hockey? What started that for you, and what led you here?
I think the only other hockey player in my family is my uncle, so I probably have to give dues to my uncle back in South Dakota. What about you, Carl?
Well, I grew up in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, so, I mean, hockey is basically a religion there. I mean, everywhere you go is hockey. So my dad put me in hockey at a very young age. I have 4 other brothers that all play, so it's a huge part of my family, and just from a very young age I got into it and then just stuck with it and loved it.
Yeah, awesome.
So, I mean, I can tell your guys' win song has been Passion Fruit by Drake so far this year. Yep. What's the story behind that?
That's a funny story, actually. So my freshman year, we had a player on the team, Caleb Kwiatkowski, who we all nicknamed Kiwi, and just kind of picked on throughout this season that it was kind of his favorite song. He'd play it on the way to games and all that, and then he, for school reasons, wasn't able to play last year. So then Miles Sagan just kind of, in tribute to him, started playing it a little bit, and then it just became an inside joke, and then now it's, become a part of the culture, become our win song. So
awesome. And then is there anything that you guys do kind of, if there's a rough game, help reset during a period or in between a period and intermission, just kind of get your head back on the right track?
Yeah, I can answer for the players, and then Alexei can talk on goalies.
Yeah.
But I mean, for the players, I think Johnny does a good job of coming in and being kind of a mellow-headed coach usually. Sometimes he gets a little upset, but usually he's pretty mellow-headed. The captain's group tries to come in after the game and after the periods and just sort of speak to the whole team about what we're kind of lacking on in our eyes. We try to point out the weak spots in our game at the moment. We just try to collect the emotions, because once emotions get too high, then the game goes off the rails. So we try to rally the team back up together, point out the big things that are lacking in the locker room, and then adjust from there.
For goalies, it's kind of all mindset. I mean, me and my tandem, Drew Ramsey, we do really well at trying to support each other and lift each other up, whether it's a bad goal or just a bad period from everyone in general. Let us know that there's not much we can do about it and just move on to the next period.
Got you. You were just kind of talking there about mindset as a goalie. I kind of want to ask this because it's a stereotype in hockey that goalies are weird. So what's maybe your pregame thing, mid-game thing, or just something you do in general that maybe enhances that stereotype for you, maybe?
I think probably the weirdest thing I do is I'll kind of just dance throughout the game, in between puck drops, in between periods, kind of just go with the music. It helps keep the good mindset going, and it helps me stay in the game.
Yeah, obviously hockey's grown a lot in Washington alone. Hockey's grown, I feel like, a lot here. I feel like you guys are getting a lot more attention in the past couple years. How has that changed the program? How's that changed the way you guys are playing, knowing that it's growing a lot and you guys are getting, a lot more feedback from people?
I think with ACHA, a lot of it is you can get a mix of talent up between like AA, AA, all the way up to junior level.
Mm-hmm.
I think the good and the bad publicity has its place, but the way we can grow, and we have been growing, can definitely increase our recruiting and how many more people will become interested in the program.
Yeah, I mean, just to add to that a little bit, I think it's been overall huge for the program. I mean, the work that our personal managers have done with our social media accounts, I could be wrong, but I believe we're now the second most followed team in the pack, only behind UW. The work you guys do, just everything behind the scenes has grown the program substantially, even since I was here, to the point now. I mean, WSU hockey kind of used to be just if you happened to be at WSU and you played hockey, you showed up and you played. Now, I mean, I do a lot of the recruiting alongside Johnny and Van, and we're getting, messages from players on a weekly basis that want to come here and play. We're going to tournaments to recruit. Just the name is getting so much more out there than it used to be, and it's great to see. I think that's been a huge part of this year's rookie class. Has been probably the strongest we've ever had. We had I believe we have 11 or 12 rookies rostered on the ACHA team, which is a huge number compared to previous years. And especially all of them came in and right away made an impact. So we're only anticipating it to grow from there even more. So it's been great.
Yeah.
Gotcha, yeah. The other thing I want to ask you guys about too is, a lot of hockey teams have like their win kind of trophy or like player of the game type thing that they hand out to somebody. I believe for you guys, it's a Mandalorian helmet from Star Wars. It's all kind of crimson and gray. What's the story behind that?
Yeah, so that helmet's been with the team for a long time. I think even before I came here. I know I think, I could be wrong on this, but I don't know the history fully, but I think maybe Kane Paxton originally brought the helmet to the team. And it just I think it just was something that matched our team colors and looked kind of cool in photos. So we got our hands on it, and then it became the player of the game, helmet ever since I've been here. And then just recently, Coach Johnny, he's been really honing in on, the hard work, how hard work wins games. It's important, to be working hard. So he actually just recently introduced a second hard-working player hard hat of the game. So now we have two passing around. So, it's grown.
Awesome. And then lastly, kind of on the same vein, more so for you, probably not goalie mindset, but do you guys have like a favorite celly that you do, favorite one that you rotate around, or?
I've never been a huge celly guy, not
Yeah.
even intentionally. Just when I score, I kind of like, I don't think about it, and then by the time I've thought about it, it's too late to just, do a celly way late after. But I kind of just instinctually go to like, the stick lift or hands in the air. But, on a huge goal or not, I mean, I loved Patrick Kane growing up, so his kind of ice sweep.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite, and I think I've only done it once or twice in my career, but if I get a huge overtime goal or something, I might pull that one out.
Yeah.
No, I haven't played player in 8 years. I think as a goalie, my favorite's probably the seatbelt. Got the lock in.
Ooh, yeah.
Being locked in at all times.
Yeah. No, I love it. And you guys have kind of name dropped him a couple times, and I want to ask you guys about head coach John Lupinacci. What is maybe your favorite Coach Lupinacci soundbite or expression that he says constantly that just like really resonates with you or you really love?
Oh, probably recently it's been all Swedish, no finish. Yeah, it just starts circling around, and it's just stuck with me.
I mean, there's so many to name with Johnny. It's hard to even pinpoint one, but I mean, he loves to yell lockdown on the bench. That's a big one he says all the time. He says a couple that probably can't be named on here as well, but lately his go-to has been just hard work and team support. He's probably, said it a few hundred times to really get the message across lately, but the Johnny quotes are awesome. We could talk all day on them.
Oh, yeah. And of course, you kind of touched on it a little bit ago when you said that Patrick Kane's your favorite hockey player. We have you here. You guys got some great puck knowledge. I want to ask you guys, what are both your guys' Mount Rushmore of hockey players?
Oh, okay. I can start. I mean, a lot of people disagree with me, but I've always said that Sidney Crosby's the best player to ever do it. So definitely I'd have him. You got to give it to Gretzky for everything he did in his career. And then for there, it gets a bit dicey. I mean, I'm probably giving a spot to Mario Lemieux at the number 3. There's so many that can slide in. I mean, you have Ovechkin with the goal record, or I'm probably Connor McDavid's another obviously insanely talented player, but I think for that 4th spot, I'd give it to Jaromir Jagr. Just how long he played, second all time in points. I mean, and he did it in an era with far faster players than we're playing with Gretzky. So, that would be my 4.
Yeah, I really like that with Sidney Crosby and Lemieux. I feel like those are 2 guys that sometimes kind of get lost in the fold. People kind of forget how good they are. So I really love you brought up Crosby because I'm like just justice for Crosby because he is, I agree with you, he's one of the best players of all time, and sometimes he gets forgotten. So, yeah.
Oh, I might get heat for mine just because I'm not a player. I can't really comment on players' abilities, but I think I got to give one goalie spot to a Mount Rushmore. I think I'll probably go with probably Dominic Hasek at that goalie spot.
Nice.
Got to put the great one up there, Wayne Gretzky. And I think I'd top it off with Crosby and the grade 8 Alex Ovechkin, best goal scorer of all time.
Yeah, it's absolutely nuts because he's 40 years old. I think he's still playing this year. He got 900 goals. I mean, whether or not he's going to play next year or 2 is a little bit up in the air. But I mean, yes, he's nowhere near the assist record for Gretzky, but or just all-time points either. But the goal record is just absolutely nuts. He is the best goal scorer of all time in the entire NHL. It's just absolutely nuts.
And one of the hardest NHL points.
Yeah.
How hard it is to be in the league right now, and he's still putting up goals.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because we always talk about Gretzky's office behind the net. And now it's going to be Ovi's office on that wing right there. I feel like we've mentioned that a lot on the broadcast for Wazoo Hockey. So, yeah, it's just such a great pick to have the grade 8. He's got to be up there somewhere on the top 4. So, yeah, that's going to do it for this segment. Thank you, Cole. Thank you, Alexei, for being up in the studio today.
Thank you.
We got 2 more hockey players with us today. We got Lex Ballard and David Bushkin, 2 freshmen who came down to the corner to talk some hockey with us. Welcome back to the corner. We got 2 more hockey players with us today. We got 2 freshmen. We got David Bushkin and we got Lex Ballard. How are we doing today, boys?
Feeling great. How about you, Bushy?
I think I'm doing pretty good. Yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. I know Ezra's doing great. Well, we're feeling great coming into this interview. So I kind of want to ask you guys, just coming off the Pac-8 showcase, 4 games of hockey, you go 3-1 on the weekend. How do you guys kind of what are you taking away from that weekend?
I mean, obviously we wanted to go 4-1 or 4-0. That was the goal. But I think we're focused on the power play a lot. Like, we saw what worked and we saw what didn't. We made some changes these past 2 weeks, so we're pretty dialed in on that. And then, I don't know, just like finding a rhythm, you know what I mean? Just finding a rhythm.
Yeah. I mean, I think Lex is absolutely right. We wanted to go 4-0. We gave up that second game, but absolutely dial in on the power play. And I think still we have a lot of freshmen coming in this year, so we're trying to figure out what works, see who fits where, and just get the team, just how you say, get the team flowing, get the team going well-oiled machine. That wins hockey games, so yeah.
Absolutely. So you guys kind of mentioned it. You got a lot of young guys on this team this year. You're one of them. You're one of them as well. But back in that Pac-8 showcase, I believe it was the last game of the series against USC, you and Matthew Taylor connected. You scored, and Matthew Taylor scored as well. So, and you were there on that fourth line along with him. So a pair of freshmen as well. How are maybe you connecting with Matthew Taylor or some of the other freshmen on this team?
Yeah, so with Matthew Taylor, actually, even before WSU, back when we were just playing youth hockey, I think I've been playing against him since we were both about 6 years old.
Yeah.
So I think just going from playing against each other to playing with each other, I mean, just like I know his style, I know how he plays, he knows what I like to do because obviously I did against him all those years. So that helps. And then obviously when you play the fourth line, it's a very different job than when you're top two. Like, that's obviously shooting, scoring goals, like skating hard. Fourth line's all about grinding it out. Like, obviously get face-offs in the O zone to get those first 2 lines. And me and him, we know how to play that grind game. Obviously, first game we had Wyatt with us. Second game we had Lucas Clark. And both those guys, great grinders. And you grind hard enough, you put pucks in net, and that's just what we did there.
Gotcha, yeah. And then for Lex, I wanted to ask you this because you're a defenseman, so you're not expected to score a whole lot or be necessarily a points grabber, but you have a goal so far this year. I think you have 2 assists as well. And it feels like every single game, you're kind of right there on the doorstep. I mean, like, it feels like you are all over the ice, whether it's on defense or whether it's on offense as well. I mean, like, what do you kind of view as your identity on this team?
I mean, I definitely struggled at the start of the season, I think, finding my identity, especially like going from youth hockey, kind of like running the show, I guess, and then you're playing Ocha and you're no longer the guy. So, I don't know. I think one of my greatest strengths is my agility. So, it's like my captain said, Carl, you just got to wake up and just decide to just have wheels like McDavid. So that's what I try and do every game day, just wheel and just move my feet. And, sometimes I open up passing lanes, but still working on the turnovers.
Yeah.
Those are pretty brutal sometimes.
Hey, hell yeah, bro. That's what I'm wondering. And who's your favorite player in the locker room?
Ooh. See, I love this team because we have so many just locker room guys. I mean, Brendan Borland, I personally don't think there's a better locker room guy than him, but I mean, Lucas Clark, who I mentioned earlier, he's always buzzing. Even Coach, even Johnny, like, he's always, like, he's moving, he's buzzing, he's getting the boys fired up. I mean, I think just about every guy on this team is a big locker room guy, and I think just to put it down to just 1 or 2 guys wouldn't be fair to everyone else.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go import on this one.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like Bushy said, the whole team, great to be around, love hanging out with the boys. But import is Lucas Clark, for those at home. Mm-hmm. But he's just got this unreal energy about him. He's a local to Pullman, so even though he's also a rookie, he's known the guys on the team for a couple years, and man, that guy's just hilarious.
Yeah. Well, I want to ask real quick, what's the story behind that nickname, Import, for Lucas Clark?
Oh, I don't know if you should be asking me this. It's a little bit of a long one. I'm going to tell the story. It's a great story. So I remember me and Bushy, we pull up to prospect camp, and apparently all our teammates, they're like, yo, there's this guy supposed to be coming in from like Italy. He's going to be insane. Turns out Lucas and Micah Clark, the siblings, they went to a camp in Italy for hockey, and they have special Euro shells. that they hand out.
Yeah.
And so their dad actually kept hyping up, oh, we're getting these great Italian prospects coming in. Like he tricked the whole team into thinking we're getting these Italian prospects.
Yeah.
It's just his kids. So he shows up, he's wearing the imported shells.
Yeah.
And we have another player from Finland, Samuli. And so, he wasn't too happy with it. He thought it was a little bit rambunctious, but that's why it's called the import,
Yeah.
He's imported.
No, I absolutely love it. You kind of talked about this when you mentioned head coach Johnny Lupinacci. I want to ask you, both of you guys, what are your first impressions of Coach Lupinacci and just this team as a whole as when you're halfway through your first year as Cougs?
Yeah. So actually, the first time I met Coach was during our state championship right before that game, and he was talking to us, asking what were our plans for college, where were we playing, and at this point, I think both of us were kind of already committed to going to WSU, and so I met him. He was a big energy guy. He reminded me of just kind of like a hodgepodge of a lot of coaches I've had in the past, a lot of coaches who I personally really liked. And I was like, oh, WSU has a hockey team. This sounds great. The coach seems, first off, he was just hilarious. You talk to some coaches, it's all business. And Johnny knows, when it's time to get down to business.
Yeah.
But when he's just talking to you and, just hanging out recruiting, he was just, hilarious the entire time. And I was like, this is going to be a great guy to play for. And, just through the season here, I don't think that's changed one bit, at least for me.
Absolutely.
I met Johnny with Bushy. That was my first time meeting him, and just seemed like a real down-to-earth kind of guy. That's the coach you want with college. It's low-key a big decision because it's not just, I'm going to play one season for this guy. It's I'm committing for 4 or 5 years to play for this one coach. And I don't know. I think he can be an emotional coach, but I think that's a good thing. I think it's one of his strengths, you know what I mean? Obviously, like he says, don't get too high, don't get too low, but just, I don't know. Coaches, like players, they get better, they grow, and so having a coach, be real, like a human being, not just like a, robot. Just send out this line, guys, play good, pucks deep, So I like that
culture.
Yeah, great culture. Big culture guy. So.
Love it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. This is what I'm wondering. Who's the best veteran presence in the room?
Oh. It honestly, it changes. It really does. Off the ice, in the locker room, on the ice. It's just, I think in the locker room, at least for me, it's got to be Samuli. Always a level-headed guy, but he knows when to turn it up. He knows when to keep it down, just talk to you and keep you in that headspace. Obviously, oldest guy on the team, he's been doing it the longest. But I think just off the ice, I think just Cole Carlson and Van Rayner, those are probably two of the vets I spend the most time with. And, they've personally just helped me grow the most.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
We have a transfer student. I don't know if you guys know Luke.
Yeah.
He's been playing in the Odsha longer than anyone has on the whole roster. So even though he's new to the program and the culture and stuff, just in terms of playing a game and what it looks like, he has a lot of experience in the Odsha. But I'd probably say Luke or agree with him and go Carl Van there. Smoley, totally level-headed guy, Smoley. So, but yeah.
I love it. Jurgensen's kind of a sneaky pick there because he kind of showed up a little bit halfway through this year. He's from MSU, I'm pretty sure. He's a 6-year student. So that's a really good pick in terms of a veteran presence. But we got one last segment we want to talk about with the hockey players in the studio today. And it's a segment that we were wanting to do. It's called Dust or Style. So for hockey players, if they say it's someone's dust, they're dusty, means they basically just don't got drip. But if you say that they got style, it means they got drip. So I want to ask you guys, okay, we'll kick it off with this. All white stick, is that dust or is that style?
So the correct answer here is it's style. But personally, I love rocking the black tape. I've been doing it since I was young, and the ground rules, anything is style if you're nasty enough, but all white is style.
Yeah, I mean, I've never had an all-white stick, but I really want one. It's definitely Slye.
Yeah.
Definitely Slye.
So, all right. Cage, dust or Slye?
I mean, visor's a classic. You know, you look at the pros, they're repping the visor. But if you have to rep a cage, you got to go Oreo. That's black on the outside, white on the inside.
Nice.
Makes it easier to see the puck. You know, anything like silver like that, that's what we call a bird cage. Because you look, I mean, you look like your head's in a bird's cage. You got a shiny thing of metal around you. So,
I mean, just as important as the color is how much cage hang you're giving it. I mean, it's one of those things, the more the better. Like, if you just have that right against the chin there, it's kind of dust. But, you know, give it an inch and a half off the chin. Like, I mean, maybe you go a full 4 inches off. That's pretty Slye.
Yeah, I love it. In that same vein, I want to ask you guys, less for you guys, because I think for the ACHA, you have to have the cages on. Yeah. But if you're in the NHL, if a player has got the bubble on, not the visor, got the bubble on, is that dust or Slye?
It's dust. That's just, you gotta rock the visor. And I mean, if you're old enough, you got guys like Jamie Benn, you rock no visor.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, it's kind of, the less protection you have, the more Slye it is. But I think the only time you can really rock it, I mean, you saw Bergeron a few years back. I mean, he broke his jaw. He had to wear it. That's fine. But if you're not injured, that better be a visor.
Yeah.
I mean, if we want to think recent, you know, Connor Bedard was rocking the bubble last season, and that was pretty Slye. That was a big inspo for me. You know, I was watching Bedsy digging through the boys, and I was like, ooh, like, it's pretty clean. So
Yeah.
But he's nasty. If you're nasty enough, it's Slye no matter what. But the average guy in the show, you got to rock the visor.
Yeah. I respect it.
Hell yeah, bro. All right. Tucking the tongues. Are we dusting it or Slyeing it?
Okay. You got to tuck at least up in the front. Like, that front tongue has to be tucked. I do personally what you would call the Euro tuck, where you tuck the tongue and the back.
Yeah.
A lot of guys would say that's not Slye, but I like it. But tongue is Mando. Like, you got to be doing that.
Yeah.
you know, I'm going to have to disagree with Bushy on that. I think his Euro tuck is honestly disgraceful. You know, we have some Europeans on the team. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Obviously, tucking the tongues is Slye, but I'm going to be honest, I don't tuck my tongues. I leave it out. My knee pads, they sag down. It kind of gets in the way, you know. Gotta be light on the feet.
Yeah.
But at least it's not a Euro tuck.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Gotcha.
That's just I see it in the locker room, and like it pisses me off.
Yeah.
Borderline gets me fired up to play.
Yeah.
You know, I mean.
The dustiest you can be, basically. Yeah. No. On that same topic, I want to ask you guys, some players will tuck their jersey behind that little pad they have in the back. I believe Van Rayner does it on your guys' team as well, and some guys have it over the top of that pad. So is tucking your jersey into that pad back there, is that dust or is that Slye?
Dust all day. You got to leave the jersey untucked. I mean, he's the prez, he's a captain. Like, we can't really say anything, but Van, if you're watching this, untuck the jersey.
It's going to get him in a lot of trouble. I mean, I like to leave it untucked, but, you know, when you're a bigger guy on the ice, sometimes my jersey just falls down into it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're really nasty, you know, you can maybe just tuck one side, like the left or the right.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like the Gretzky tuck. But, I mean, you have to be definitely a point-per-game guy to be rocking something like that, you know.
No, got some hot takes here from both the pair of freshmen here for the Cougs. So hopefully these guys aren't dust. Hopefully they do got Slye on the ice. I mean, they definitely do. You're like point leader for the rookies. You're hard on the ice every single time on defense. So definitely not dust from you guys. But that's going to do it for this segment with the club hockey players. We had Cole Carlson, we had Alexei Kuhl, and now we had David Bushkin and Lex Ballard. Thank you guys so much for being in the
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Hope to
Absolutely.
be back soon.
Yeah.